Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? So happy to be here with you today. Today I'm here to show you how to make this really cool fun fold card. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's an easel card that's kind of twisted. So it has this diamond shape in the front that when you prop it up, you have your little words that pop up right there. The inside says, "You're the cherry on top. Life is sweeter with you." So I made this pretty cool waffle cone. It even has the little white plastic spoon that they give you at the ice cream shop, right? The waffle cone die is fantastic. It's in the Share a Milkshake dies, and it even scores your piece. It puts all the little waffle cone stripes in there for you. This is a fantastic little die set. I've been using it this week. I had a card on Sunday. That was a pretty cool card as well, and I hope that you enjoy the projects that I'm presenting this week. I also showed a project yesterday that was a gift idea, so there's lots of things you can do with this bundle. It's a fantastic little bundle, and it fits for so many different occasions. So let's go ahead and get started, and we are going to work on this card. I'm just going to put it over here in the corner so that you guys can see what we're doing. We're going to start with a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch basic white thick cardstock. And the reason I'm using the thick is because it is my base. I want it to be a little bit more sturdy. And we're going to score on the 11 inch length. Normally you just score the card in half, but because this is a fun fold, we have a couple more score lines. So we're going to start at 2 1/4 inches. And then at 4 1/4 inches, and then at the 5 1/2, which is our 1/2 inch mark. So 2 1/4, 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and then we're going to flip our card. Okay, and at the 2 1/8 mark, I'm just going to make a tiny mark, like an indentation. I'll show you. It's right there. So just made a little indentation in the cardstock on the back side, okay? And the reason for that is we are going to be cutting that back end because we need to make this diamond shape, okay? So we want to know where the center is, and that's where the little tick mark went, right there on the center piece. So let's go ahead and burnish first. We're going to burnish on all of the marks. And once we're done burnishing, this is the part that's going to get propped. So there's my little mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this. I'm going to grab my little cutter. And we're going to put that little tick mark that we made on that score line right here. I mean on the indentation, you know, where the blade runs. And then we're going to bring this edge right here of our fold where we have already burnished, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut that to the corner. So there's one, okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our point and lay it in the channel, and our score line will also be right there. And I just want to make sure I have it in place. Oops, I just shifted it slightly. All right, once we're good there, we're gonna lay that down. We're gonna give it another cut. All right, so there's our corners and there's our point. So we're gonna take a 3 by 3 piece, also of basic white thick. And this is going to be the piece that is attached right here. So I just want to make sure that my corners meet and that everything fits nicely. Because sometimes, you know, when you're scoring or cutting, you're not exactly perfect. And that's okay. You don't have to be. When you lay your 3 by 3 inch piece up on here, you're going to be able to see anything that needs to be trimmed away. So you're going to do that right like so. You're just going to follow that basic white 3x3 piece that has been laid up here, and just make sure that you have the right angle that you need, and it'll just straighten it up for you. There we go. Just trim away. It's never perfect when you're human, so. All right, so now here is our little card piece. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna talk to you about all the pieces of a designer series paper. Now I have chosen to use the Butterfly Kisses DSP. It is brightly colored. You can see all these really beautiful patterns. There's great patterns. I'm almost done with this pack. I've used so much of it. I really love it, and it's pretty cool. So we are going to go ahead and attach all of our pieces to our card. Now I'm going to talk to you about what they are. So we have two pieces right here that come at the top section and then behind the triangle. So this first piece that's over here is 1 inch by 4 inches. And the next piece here is 1 3/4 by 4 inches. So let's go ahead and grab my silicone mat, my wet adhesive, and we are going to attach those. I'm gonna get rid of these triangle pieces that I cut off the ends. And we're gonna start with this 1 inch. I really liked this pattern. I just thought it was really fun and cheery, so that's what I chose to use. So let's go ahead and attach our 1 by 4 inch piece onto, now this is going to be the part that forms the easel. It's going to be attached like that and flatly glued down. So before I glue it down, I want to tie my ribbon, but let's go ahead and attach our 1 3/4 piece. Okay, so let's go ahead, and you can see there's butterflies on the other side. This is a really beautiful paper. You could cut those butterflies out, fussy cut them, and use them on a card. I've done that as well. This is also the paper that I used for my class that I did in February. My February class was by my side, and it was a really fun class with the little kids. I will have the PDF for that class in my store shortly. I'm working on my website and getting my PDF store and retired product store up and running. All right, so there are those two pieces. Now I also have two more pieces of DSP. I have a 1 1/8 by 4, which I'm going to put down here at the bottom. And then I have a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 inch piece that I'm going to attach to that 3 by 3 basic white thick. So let's go ahead and attach that one first. So our total DSP pieces are 4 of them. One that's 1 inch by 4 inch, one that's 1 1/8 by 4 inch, one that's 1 3/4 by 4 inch, and one that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So this is the one that our little ice cream is going to sit on. So we're going to just set that one off to the side for right now, and then let's do the bottom section. So this is going to be on the inside of the card. It's also where you're going to attach your sentiment piece. For the sentiment, I used one of the pick-a-punches. I really love our pick-a-punches. The banner pick-a-punch, I think, is probably my favorite. My second favorite is now the new one that we have in the mini catalog, because I love scalloped ends, and that one has a scalloped end. This is the banner pick-a-punch. We're going to use this one because since our card has a point, I decided to put the point on our sentiment. So let's grab a scrap and let's do all of our stamping. So we're going to set all of our glued pieces to the side, and this is just a scrap of fresh freesia. We're going to be using fresh freesia ink, And we are going to stamp Life is Sweeter with You in Fresh Freesia on this little piece here. And once I've stamped it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out with my guillotine cutter. I have a little mini guillotine cutter that I keep on my desk. I use it for things like this. We're also going to be stamping with Parakeet Party, so I'm just going to put that ink pad over here on the side. And let me close my glue. So my guillotine cutter, I use it for a lot of close cutting, and so this is a piece that I want to do some close cutting with, so that's why I'm pulling out the guillotine cutter. I'm just making sure that I'm not going to chop off any of the words. Then I'm going to slide this down right onto that line. There we go. Just real close. I'm going to also trim this one back slightly. Yeah, sometimes you have a little residue or a little extra, right, that sits on our cards. Guillotine cutters are perfect for that. They cut really close. So now I have my sentiment here, and I want to do my banner pick-a-punch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slide it in this side. This is the one that has a channel for 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to just go ahead and put that in. There's that side. And then here is this side. So there's our sentiment ready to go. Now we're going to stamp again. We're going to be using our, put that over here to the side also. We'll attach that later. We're going to be stamping our ice cream. So we have 3 pieces that we need to stamp for our ice cream. We have a piece, a small piece that's actually made for the bowl. It's this one right here, but I'm going to show you why I'm going to use that. Oh, so sorry about my alarm. It happens, you know, whenever I'm live, there's always something that goes on. Okay, so I'm going to use that piece. I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about using that. And then we're also going to do 2 of these. Now, our spoon is our white spoon. I've die cut that from our little spoon die right here. So there's our spoon. And then we have these 2 little ice cream pieces. I also wanted to put a little bit of fudge on top. So there is a piece that is die cut right here. So it's the top, there's some fudge. And so let's go ahead and stamp these pieces. So the first one, I'm gonna do the Parakeet Party, but I need to clean. It's got a new chamois, so you know when you get a new one, it's always hard to put that ink on there, but it's okay. I can handle it. All right, so let's go ahead and ink up our Parakeet Party ink pad. And it's not hard to stamp once it's been stamped if you have a clear stamp. So you can see through this stamp. So it's actually quite simple to stamp over the top. You just line it right up with your die cut and then press that down. There is our Parakeet Party. Let's clean that one because we're going to use it again in Fresh Freesia. We also have to stamp our cherry. I need to get that ink out. And that ink that I use for that is Cameo Coral. It's the colors that, this orangey color that is in our paper. So I decided to make the cherry that color to match that. So let's go ahead and ink up one more time. This time we're going to do the Fresh Freesia piece. So I'm going to line that up with my die cut. Press that into place. There we go. There is that one. And we're going to do our other piece also with Fresh Freesia. Let me grab that stamp that we will be using for that. So it's this shape right here. And again, we're going to ink it in fresh freesia. We're gonna line that up with our die cut and give it a little stamp. There we go. So Parakeet Party fresh freesia. Let's go ahead and put these to the side for right now. Let's stamp our cherry. It's our last piece. And again, same way, we're gonna stamp it. So we're gonna grab our Calypso Coral ink pad. We're gonna ink up our little cherry. We're gonna line it up with our die cut and just press it into place. And there's our cherry for the top. So Cameo Coral, fresh freesia, and Parakeet Party. Let's go ahead and clean that. All right, the last bit of stamping we're going to do is going to be on the inside. We're going to use Parakeet Party, and we're going to stamp that "You Are the Cherry" on top. So let's go ahead and grab our card. We want to rest assured that that part is going to be up. And so we'll put that right here in the center where it will be covered by the diamond. So there's "You're the Cherry" on top. All right. Let's assemble our cute waffle cone. Now I used one of my blending brushes and I used some crumb cake ink. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a scrap. And we're going to bring our waffle cone out and ink that in crumb cake, and we're going to just go over the top. We really want those little lines to be nice and defined, and our edges to have a little bit of dark crumb cake on the edges. So once I've done that, then I'm finished with that part. Oh, I forgot to clean, I think, my cherry on top. There we go. All right. So let's move our scrap out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and assemble our waffle cone. As you can see, there's perforations on both sides, so you're just going to fold them. But I like to take my bone folder and kind of curl them slightly so that it's not quite such a flat cone. You want to have a little bit of lift to it, right? Because a waffle cone is not flat, it's rounded. So we're going to go ahead and put a dimensional inside, right at the bottom here. We'll kind of centered near the bottom. We'll pull our back off, and that will stick to that piece. And then on this side, we're going to put a mini dimensional on the inside, right there. And then that piece will stick to that. And that will keep our little cone kind of raised up and dimensional, okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to attach this little piece of ice cream to the inside of our cone. As you can see here, there's some like black raspberry or some kind of ice cream, whatever kind you want it to be. My mom loves black raspberry, so that's what I chose. When I was a kid, we used to go to this ice cream place called Carvel, and she used to get black raspberry. And so black raspberry ice cream reminds me of my mom. So that's why I chose that color for in here. So there is that piece. Next layer is going to be our, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Lime? I don't know. Pistachio? It could be anything we want it to be, right? I think I'm gonna actually put a little bit of a dimensional back here. I don't think I want it to be so flat. So let's go ahead and stick one of those back behind. I'm gonna peel the back off of it so I can just slide it in back under there. I don't want it to be quite so flat. There we go. There. Now we're going to attach our next layer over the top, and we're going to use 2 mini dimensionals, one on either side, and then maybe one up here. All right, so let's get my take your pick tool, because I'm starting to collect these guys and they will end up on my floor. Then I will not be happy. All right, so the trash they went. So let's get these 3 and we'll put our pistachio ice cream on over the top. So there it is. Isn't that so cool? And then we're going to attach our next layer on top. But before I do that, I want my spoon to go into this little slit that they've given us, okay? And then we're gonna pop this ice cream up off the top. So I'm gonna secure that with a dimensional that will hold that spoon in place where it won't come out. And I'm gonna put another dimensional on this side. Let's grab our take your pick tool, pull the backs off, and here comes our next ice cream layer. I'm gonna kind of lopside it, because you know how ice cream, when you have it in a cone, is never perfect. So I'm gonna kind of put it slightly to the side. And then the last piece is going to be this chocolate sauce, because you know, what's ice cream without chocolate sauce? So we're gonna add some chocolate sauce to the top. Plus, I really loved how it looked. I could have done it in white, like whipped cream, but I just thought that it would be cool to have it be like chocolate sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this piece onto the end, just like so. All right, and then we're gonna put a cherry on top. So let's put a dot and attach our cherry. All right. So there's our cool waffle cone. I think it turned out pretty awesome. And we want to attach that onto this piece. But first, let's go ahead and attach all of our card together. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna do my ribbon. I'm not exactly sure how long this is. Let's measure it. I cut it at random, but I know that you guys like to have dimensions. So there's 12, about 20 inches. I'm gonna bring this around and through. I'm going to tie a knot. So I'm just gonna turn it sideways. I'm gonna tie a knot in the middle. And when you have thin ribbon like this, it's easier, or twine, to tie a knot, because it tends to move around because it's so thin. And so to me, once I have it secured and down, that's the perfect opportunity. So there's my knot. Now I can tie a nice bow, because it's not gonna move around on me. So there's my bow. And I'm gonna leave it like that. I really like it really loopy. I don't want it too small. So let's just pull that. There we go. So I'm just gonna kind of leave that like that. I want it to be in this, you know, center. And now we're gonna go ahead and glue this piece down. So let's put some glue on the inside. And you just need to hold it for a second to get it to grab. So we're just gonna hold that in place. I'm gonna cap my glue temporarily. We're gonna use it again, but I'm gonna use my bone folder to help me. And I'm just gonna press over the top and really get that to grab. Okay, so now we're going to attach right here. Remember, we cut our square to fit our triangle. So let's go ahead and put adhesive on that white section below our score mark. It's going to be completely covered by our diamond. So we'll go ahead and put that down and position it into place. Fantastic. Make sure that it's nice and centered. And it looks good. think it looks pretty awesome. Okay, so there's our piece. Now we're going to attach our little ice cream on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put dimensionals on the back. So we'll put one down here, one here. Let me grab another package. Oh, those are minis. Let me get a new pack out of the drawer. There we go. I like to keep my dimensionals handy because I use them for almost every project. All right, so let's grab another one. We'll put it there, and then let's put one here, and we're gonna actually make it double. And the reason we're gonna make it double is that all these layers have dimensionals on them, and so we need this one to be even with the ones that are there. Okay, so let's pull the backs off of the dimensionals, or try to. This one don't want to come off. We'll just get another dimensional. I don't have time for that. I think I might have flipped that backing off the other way, and they only like being one direction. All right, so I'm gonna attach our little ice cream cone. So cute, isn't it? Right to the front here of our diamond. All right, and the last step is going to be to put 3 dimensionals. Well, they don't want to come off. Let's try that one. There we go. Pull the backs off of these. And Life is Sweeter with You is going to go right about there, a little bit high because we want it to have room to attach our fantastic. I love how that turned out. So there's our card. Let me fix this bow a little. I don't know, it's gone wonky on me. And just so that you guys know, if your bow doesn't want to listen, you can add a glue dot underneath it, but this one looks like it's going to behave. But if it doesn't, add a glue dot. It's always the best way. So there is our card, and when we prop our little diamond up, just like so, looks fabulous. Let me move everything out of the way, and let's bring our stamp set with the dies out. And I will also bring the punch out. I forgot to bring that out earlier because that punch is an integral part. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this project. I certainly had a fun time making it with you. If you need any of the products here, you can check out my online store at inkyhandswarmhearts.com. Click on Shop With Me and it'll take you to the store. You can also go to my blog post on this particular project, and there is a link there as well to take you to the products that I used, and you can add those to your cart. I appreciate you guys being here. Please give me a thumbs up, share, and save my video. And I appreciate you guys being here. Subscribe as well. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I'll see you guys next time. Happy stamping!